Hey everyone, how you living? Hope you're alive and living color. It's Eric Lima here coming at you with another episode, EML77 TV episode 327. As you know, I got a few more subjects to talk about. I've been writing them in the old EML77 TV docket. A little bit of top 15. Actually, the first two are top 15s, and the next one will be top 20. So you're going to see a lot of those top 20 lists. Some of them will be revised from the my old channel of under the real name of Eric Lima, the TPL channel, the TPL show, the People's Lima show. Some will be revised on here. So as you know, there are 2 days left to go shopping at Sears Dartmouth. I will make a little bit of a tribute, a little thank you to Sears on a later episode. So check that out if you can. But, you know, I want to really address something here. And I figure, you know, I thought about how I go about this. And because lately, over the summer, like I said, I've been trolled on. I've been really hit hard with the trolling comments. And I'm doing a lot of thinking about this and how I don't want to say something that makes people angry or anything like that. Is that I think Mike Wayne, a.k.a. Michael Lane, hit it on the head, Rebel 180, hit it on the head, is that people judge way too much. They look into this. Let me go on Twitter for just a second here, because I retweeted his tweet, and I think it's something that, it's something that, and this is why, Mike Wayne, at Mike P-Y-P-I-Y-P, just because I talk about my past doesn't mean I live in it. I have grown a lot, and all I want for someone to see that. People always judge me based on stories about me and not who I actually am. And especially being here, especially talk about my past, and I say same here. Idiots do get on my case about me talking about my past and get judgmental to me. And yeah, it's hard to be yourself when no one wants to know the real you. I talk about my past a lot. Not in a bitter way or I'm not in an upsetting way. I know a lot of you get aggravated about, your ex-crush, she's not going to be your friend. And it's like, listen, I already know my fate with my ex-crush already. I already know it. It's not good, but you know what? That's the way it is. That's the way the cookie crumbles, as they say. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk about her in a negative way or a bitter way. I talk about, the reason why I do talk about that situation, because there's people out there, let's say, they're like me when I was their age. They find someone they're in love with, and all they can think about is focus on that person, and sometimes they, like me, sometimes they'll goof up or anything like that. I'm here to make when I talk about that situation with my ex-crush, I've always made sure that people don't make the same mistakes I made. I speak from experience. Speaking from experience, you see, a lot of the troll comments about that and everything else, a lot of people don't understand. I've lived through the 80s and 90s. I've seen a lot of things go on in my life. And I think all these troll comments come from millennial punks who don't care about that. Listen, because you guys have not grown back in the 80s and 90s, not grown up like I did. Listen, I know she's not going to be my friend. I know she's not going to talk to me. I know she doesn't want anything to do with me. I'm fine with that. And people told me, let it go. You know what? I've already let it go by accepting the end result of that situation. I accepted it already. I mean, she's moved on with her life. She got married, got a couple kids. And listen, I accepted it. What the ultimate point is, I'm getting off the point here, is that when I talk about my past, I'm not talking about my past in a bitter fashion. Just to let you know, I'm not bitter about my past. People said put your past behind you and everything else. Sometimes you want to work for a better future. Sometimes you have to face your past. It isn't easy to do that. Trust me. Listen, a lot of those troll comments being made are are from those who don't understand, who don't know, who haven't grown up in the 80s and 90s like I have, who have not grown up to walk a mile in my shoes, and they don't understand. You know what I mean? They totally do not understand. And the fact of the matter is that I'm hoping that one day they'll understand if they get into my situation, like, okay, now I know why he's talking about and why he's talking about. But until then, if you don't understand, keep your mouth shut about it. You know, like I said, I'm not a bitter man. I'm not an angry man. You know, things happen. Things happen. I accepted the things the way they are. I can't change the past. You know, that's the tough, you know, I can't change the past, but I can change my present to work for a better future. Is it easy? No, it's not. Trust me on that one. It's not easy to change yourself, change your lifestyle, change everything, who you are, to work for a better future. No one knows, you know, I think these troll-like comments I've been getting is that no one wants to know the real me. That they want me to be somebody else in their eyes. You know, in their own, like I'm someone else in their own little fantasy world. Well, I cannot be those things for everybody else. The only one person I can be, and that's me. If people cannot accept that, then they can move on with their lives. Don't say anything else to me. Don't watch the rest of my videos. Don't subscribe to my channel. Just move on. That's all. That's all I ask. You know? If you want to understand a lot more about me, listen, I make a lot of mistakes in my past, okay? Like I said, my past does not define me. True. But I learned from it. You know, The Lion King was the best movie, the animated version, was the best movie I watched. I've learned a lot from that movie when I was very young. When I was like in my early teens, early mid-teens. I watched that movie and I learned from that. You know, a lot of people say you watch too much TV, you watch this, you do that, you know? You watch too much TV, you know? Listen, it got me out of a lot of trouble. Why do you suppose I don't smoke? Because I see commercials of what happens to smokers. Even nowadays, you know, I see, you know, a lot of people, young people smoke, and you know, I see that, and it scares me not to smoke and to not smoke. All right, drinking, alcohol. I mean, drinking and driving, and a lot of people, you know, a lot of drinking and a lot of driving causes tragedies. That's why I don't drink alcohol. I don't do drugs. I've seen how, not only I watched on TV how it affects lives, but it affected my personal life when I was a child. It affected my biological parents' marriage. Until my dad remarried in '88. And that's why, you know, and I'm not afraid to talk about my past. My past is not to be made fun of. Because my past is not a joke. It never has been a joke and never will be a joke. A lot of things have happened in my past, some not so great. A lot of things, actually, the majority of my past has not been great. You know, people, you know, I miss the 80s, I love the 80s, I grew up in the 80s, but a lot of things in the 80s, in my real life, in my life, that have not been so great. And it affected me in a negative way. The 90s, I even had a tougher time in the 90s. Trust me on this one. The 90s have been very, very tough too. Especially in the mid-90s. Because in the mid-90s, my life changed when we moved in 95. And then, like I said, the whole ordeal with my ex-crush. Then me running away from my parents. I had a couple of wars with my parents a couple of times. A couple of arguments with my parents, basically. You know, we were clashing at the time. I was 18. And like I said, my life, you know, I talk about my past not in a negative or, oh, woe is me, I wish everything was different. You know, I don't do that. I'm sorry, folks, but I don't do that, man. Sometimes, you know, sometimes I see something like, I'm reminded of this. I am reminded of when this happened to me. Or I'm reminded that when that happened to me. I remember, you know, watching Home Improvement, and every time Timothy Taylor talks to Wilson, Wilson said, Wilson says, "Oh, that reminds me of something," and gives advice. I like to be, well, Wilson on the show is a lot more smarter than I am, but I want to be that Wilson to people. Just say, hey, I speak from experience. I speak, this is what happened to me, and I want to give advice to people and help out people and encourage people, and that's why I do that. Basically, I think the internet trolls and the millennial punks out there don't appreciate realness. They don't want realness. Well, you're going to get realness from me. Plain and simple. And I care about everybody, including the internet trolls. I want to help people, including those internet trolls who have been, if your life's that bitter, my advice to you is don't take it out on others who are trying to live a decent life. I just have a decent life. My life is not perfect. My life is not great or grand. It's decent. I am very happy that my life is in order, so to speak. Like I said, there's a lot of things I've been learning. A lot of things have been happening. It's a process. Sometimes there's things in my past with good stuff, and I draw on that. Say, yeah, I remember this. This is great, But sometimes when people go through situations and say, I go, excuse me. I say something like, uh-huh. That reminds me of what I did. Do I, and, a lot of people get aggravated. Listen, I do apologize for talking about my ex-crush. I do. I am not here to drag her name. I don't want to do that. I have respect for her parents. I have respect for her brother. I have too much respect for her to do that, Because you know why I accepted what happened? Because I know it was my fault. And being that I know that it's my fault, I got punished for it. And my punishment is that she has not spoken to me for 24 years. Next year will be 25 years. That's a long time. I know some people out there thinking, no, don't you think it's time for you and her to sit down? No. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. When it's God's will and God's timing, things happen. Will it happen? I don't know. I'm not going to be too worried about that. Why should I worry? Why should I worry? Why should I worry about anything that goes on in my life? There's people looking out after me saying, and I'm trying to think, because this James Malcolm guy, I don't think I can trust him. And I hate to say it, but he's not who he says he is. Because I kind of he put a spam comment. A comment that was considered spam by YouTube standards. I had to delete it, unfortunately. He was basically looking out for my health, which I do appreciate. And I am considering trying to cut down, because it's not that easy. I'm not a teenager anymore. That's the fun part. And I like to look young. I like to look young, but I got to realize I'm not young anymore. I'm 42 years old, for goodness sakes. And I got to stop acting like a teenager and eating like one. You know what I'm saying? I'm not part of the hot dog eating contest anymore, per se. I'm not these competitive eaters. That's why that video about Gene Seafood will be the first and last video that you see me with food. You know what I mean? So, I do appreciate it, but the profile pic is way too professional for him to have, for this James Malcolm. I even Googled his name. He claims to be a doctor from L.A., and nothing comes up. I'm like, something's off. Something's off. And he claims that the Wisconsin festival is the largest feast in the world. I'm trying to say it's the largest Portuguese feast in the world, the Madeira feast. But, the Wisconsin festival, I don't know. I'm not going to argue with him. He's trying to start an argument. I'm like, something's up. But I just I'm going to let him slide. He calls me by my real name. That's cool. And he tries to be nice and kind. That's cool, too. But when I looked up the profile pic, you say search Google for image, and it's about a university professor from England, Oxford, by the name of Malcolm James. So I put up the link. I said, could you care to explain? And I haven't heard an explanation from him yet. So hopefully I'll get one in soon. But I'm trying to be nice and kind. Say, hey, listen, we got to chat for a moment. Yeah, I tried, I'm not going to, and when I checked this YouTube channel, it had nothing on it. Red flag comes up. So I got to, but I'm going to wait and see what's going on with that situation. See if I can deal with that. But, if you cannot, if everybody out there cannot understand and appreciate realness, then you come to the wrong channel. I like to have fun. I like to be entertaining. I want to get these thumbs episodes up and everything else. I'm going to do some rearranging and everything else. But if you cannot appreciate realness, then this is not the channel for you to subscribe to. I like to be fun and entertainment, sure, but I want to be Eric Lima. That's who I'm going to be. It's Eric Lima. I'm not going to be anybody else for anybody else. You know what I mean? I am not going to, come up with a crazy, funny character. I tried doing that. It's kind of failed a couple of times. So I figured just being real is something, If I have to talk about my past, like I said, people, just because I talk about my past, Mike Wayne wrote it best. Just because I talk about my past doesn't mean I live in it. I don't live in my past. I've grown a lot. And all I want for someone to see that. People always judge me based on stories about me and not who I actually am. And I agree with him because that saying goes for me. I don't dwell on that situation with my ex-crush. I don't. I don't have a girlfriend. I can easily blame her. I'm not going. But I can easily blame my parents. But you know who I blame? I'm looking in the webcam of my computer right now, and I'm looking at the person to blame. And I'm pointing right at him. You guessed it. Me. But you know what, though? Sometimes things happen. Sometimes things happen could be good things, like good for evil. If you think it's bad for me not having a girlfriend, it's a good thing. Because I get to relax and chill. If I want to go out somewhere, like I go out to the feast and I go listen to my music and bop to my music, walk like your Adam Cole of the Undisputed Era, da-da, bam, bam, ba-da-da, what up, and do that, and not have not have your significant other kind of look at you and going, you need help, dude. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Or a girlfriend going, ugh, do you have to dance like that? Something like that. So it's kind of a good thing not having a girlfriend. I kind of like being myself. I love being myself. It's a lot of fun. Y'all should try it sometime. I want to be I want to be real me. If God puts someone in my life, great, wonderful, great, praise the Lord. I can take that. I got friends, I got family. I'm very thankful for them. I'm going to be okay. I'm having fun. And that's all that matters, I'm trying to live my life as best I can to my ability. I'm going to make mistakes. I made mistakes in the past. I'm going to make them in the present, and I'm going to make some in the future. But each will have a learning process, a learning experience from that. There'll be a learning curve from that. I'm very, very thankful and very, very grateful for the blessings that I've been given. Life isn't easy. Life is not fair sometimes. But like Chumbawamba says, you get knocked down, you get up again, and no one's going to take you down. Simple. But what the internet trolls and all the haters and bullies got to realize, if they cannot appreciate realness, then something's wrong with them, and they need to look in the mirror and search their souls. Because people may not understand why I talk about the things I talk about on this channel and on my old channel. But one thing's for sure. I'm thankful that I'm alive today. I'm thankful that I'm here. God has blessed me. And I always will smile. I always will have some fun. I pay tribute to those we have lost, to stores that we have lost, to things that of the past that are gone forever. Always give shout-outs to friends and family, and just consider it all a blessing. And I'm very thankful. Remember, we cannot change the past, but we can change our present situations to work for a better future. And that's what I get out of things in life. Appreciate realness, folks. This is the real me. Appreciate me for being real. That's why I do this. Not only to be funny and entertain, not only just to be funny and entertain, but to be real. And there's a lot of people out there who subscribe to my channel because I'm real. I have friends because I'm real with them, and they appreciate that. People like me for me, not as some on-screen online persona. This is the me. This is the authentic Eric Lima. This is what you get. What you see is what you get. You don't like it? Go pick on someone else. Go harass someone else. Go disrespect someone else. But I won't put up with the garbage. I will not get conned. I will not get suckered or bamboozled or hornswoggled. Excuse me. But I do know this. I like being myself. You know, Enzo Amore talks about being the realest guy in the room. I'm the realest guy in life. The realest guy in my life. And that's me. How you doing? Appreciate realness. Appreciate realness. Okay. Now I got that off my chest. I wanted to let everybody know what is going on in the EML77 TV docket. Speaking of being real, I want tell you my other likes. Now, most of y'all don't know this, but I like the Three Stooges. So, in the upcoming episodes, I'm going to give you the top 15 Three Stooges quotes and the top 20 Three Stooges shorts. They're all my favorites on this thing. You'll be having a list of that. And then I'm going to pay tribute to Sears in Dartmouth, Sears in general, by having a couple memories that I had over at the Sears Dartmouth store, since it's going to be closing this coming Monday. So, Sunday's the last day. We got 2 days left, a weekend. That's it. Final weekend of Sears in Dartmouth. So, and then following that, I'll give you my top 15 Dartmouth Mall stores that I miss. I know I did that on my other channel, but I decided to do that here. All right, so that's what's coming up. A lot of things have been happening, of course, in WWE. Sasha Banks made a return. Her and Becky Lynch, they're on a collision course. Clash of Champions is coming up. That means every title will be on the line. Elias is a 24/7 champion. Drake Maverick tried to ambush him, but it didn't work. So, and Elias gets more vicious. So, be very interested to see what happens this coming Monday night on Raw. So, Elias better watch his back. So, I'll see you guys later. God's blessings, life, love, and light to you. Catch you on the flip side. Remember, pay attention. You might learn something. And in conclusion of this video, we can't change the past, but we can change our present to work for a better future. Be water, my friend. See you guys later. See you in episode 328.